Ryan Day, Ohio State. Obviously, this team is loaded on offense. Loved his comments. We should win every game. That's pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, but we should win every game. 11-2 is miserable. We should win the Big Ten, go to the playoff, try to win the national championship. We have a new defensive coordinator. We should be a top 10 defense. There is no we're going to try a little harder. Boys are hitting hard. We've been good in the weight room. Expectations. This was like the Bucknut fan board. Undefeated top 10 defense. You got a top 10 defense, you're going to go undefeated. Might even beat Bama.
Because they're guaranteed to have a top 5 offense.
Be a top 5 offense. So I thought this was wow, just lean into it. And refreshing, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, he threw it down. He really did. And you could almost taste the bitterness from losing last year at home to Oregon, but then especially obviously to Michigan and just getting punked in the second half by Michigan. I mean, you could almost feel that. And at one point, Ryan Day said, I think it might not have been at the podium, but off on the side when they did side kind of breakout things that, we experienced what it's like to lose that rivalry game and we never want to feel it again. It's well, I mean, I know you're used to beating Michigan, but to think you're never going to lose to Michigan again, I don't know. But it just the level of expectation, the level of kind of bitterness from last year, the level of urgency, I think, this year, because I think he knows how good his team is, that he was pushing, and so are his players too. I mean, C.J. Stroud, I talked to him, and he basically said, I don't really think I did anything great last year. It's wait a minute, you were a Heisman finalist in your first year playing college football. It's I just didn't really feel like I did anything great. And it's kind of like that whole mindset now of there's only one thing that we consider great, and that's winning every game and winning the championship.
Yeah, I don't know duck better when Ojabu and Hutchinson were coming at him.
Yeah, right.
He could have played better in the Michigan game. I will give him that. But he accomplished plenty.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I thought it was very, and you look at the schedule. It's the Big Ten slate. You got Michigan, you got Penn State, you got Michigan State. You also have a non-conference game against Notre Dame at home. I mean, it was just, this team should be really, really good. They've got everything. They're going to need, the thing I thought they really lacked last year, the offensive line was not great. And I thought they were, I hate using this term because every one of these guys would beat the living crap out of me, obviously. But there was a softness factor. They got pushed around. They got pushed around by Michigan. They got pushed around by Utah. Yep. Got to be tougher in the trenches. And defensively, they just did not have the Bosa brother or Chase Young kind of guy that just came up huge on the edge and just was too much for somebody to handle. Yeah. Michigan had those guys. Ohio State did not.
That was a huge differentiating factor right there.
Yeah. And so, they have to get tougher. Ohio State cannot get pushed around. I mean, it's just the program cannot not be tough. Yeah. This is Woody Hayes' program. It just that can't happen again. Now, how do you solve that and all those things? I don't know. These are all tough guys. You're not sitting at the top of the Ohio State depth chart, but they have to get tougher. And if they can do that, I think they're sitting there at a national title game taking on Alabama or something.